Hello there, Starscream back after a long time, and for a very good reason. My PC ceases to function. Not quite sure what's up with it. Well, I actually know what's up with it, but I don't want to bore you about it. Needless to say, I am making steps to correct it, but it's a very time-consuming process, and I haven't got a lot of time at the moment, so I'm doing my best. So bear with me, if that's alright. And thanks for the subscribers and the subscriptions I've had recently. Very nice, thank you. Appreciated. And before anybody comments on that, yes, that's some sort of cold sore thing which I can't seem to get rid of on the bottom of my chin here. And you know how I got that? I'll tell you how I got that. I was fiddling around in the PC and I caught it on a bit of wire. I know, you don't think it's possible that my big fat head could fit inside a PC. Well, it managed to, and it caught me on the chin here, just a bit there, and it really sore. You're not interested, are you? Right. On to the toy in hand. Let's get on with it. Galvatron. Now, yes, I know I've reviewed him before. The main reason I'm reviewing him again is that I don't think our review was particularly interesting or poignant as regards the character, so I thought I'd redo it again and just point out a few variations of the toy that come along later. Now, this is the original one. You know, the character of Galvatron. He's brilliant. Right. Now, I know I'm holding up Generation 2 Megatron. No prizes for guessing that. The reason I'm holding him up because he draws a parallel with Galvatron in the sense that they are ultimately powerful. If you read Dark Designs, there isn't a lot that gets one on Megatron in the Generation 2 comic adaptation in a graphic novel they got out at the moment, which has been out for some time. It's just, I just recently read it and I've remembered how much I liked it and how much I liked Generation 2 Megatron, and then I started to mentally draw a parallel between Galvatron. So, G2 Megatron's great, and if you haven't got him, I don't even need to say that. So, Galvatron, like G2 Megatron, is ultimately powerful. Now, if you go by the film where he first appears, you can assume that Megatron is Galvatron and Galvatron's Megatron. Megatron has just got a better body than he used to have. A bit like G2 Megatron, so there's a parallel again. So, all through the movie, he's quite calculating, he manipulates, he's controlling, he's quite there in the head, he's quite ruthless, yeah, he's just a nasty piece of work all round, and he's more powerful than ever. Now, the second he gets thrown out of Unicron, he just goes apeshit, and then he's voiced by Frank Welker, and then Galvatron, who we either love or hate through the Generation or Season 3 cartoon show, is just utterly mad. He doesn't care about anything, just likes killing Autobots and Decepticons if they happen to get in the way. And that's pretty much how the show pans out. Now, you can take your pick which Galvatron you prefer. I think I probably prefer them alike. I think I prefer the maniacal, a mad one out of Season 3. But that's just a personal preference. And as you can all tell, he's the wrong colour, isn't he? So Hasbro had, you know, colourblind people saying, what mould is it and what colour is he in Transformers? A movie, and they're all going purple. So they give it to him, he's purple, and the guy goes, here you go. And everybody's sitting there going, yeah, it's purple on him, but what colour should he essentially be? Grey. Okay, so I don't want to point out the bleeding obvious. He's the wrong colour. But other than that, don't mind the toy. Now, if you go through the graphic novels, Galvatron's brilliant. And in Time Wars, he literally, in the comics, he starts off relatively sane. He starts tripping through time, trying to put things right, and then he starts to get completely and utterly confused because he doesn't quite understand that, well, Megatron's in his way in the past, so if he could just get rid of Megatron, could he pursue his plans without Megatron interfering? But then, if he destroys Megatron, can he be Galvatron? Can Galvatron exist without Megatron? And he starts to get further and further into his madness, so eventually, literally, he does a James Cameron, he goes, I'm king of the world! And then gets sucked away, and that's Time Wars, and that's the end of Galvatron. So, that's great. And if you haven't read it, I don't even know why you'd call yourself a Transformer fan, man. Transformer fan, man. No such thing. Just a Transformer fan, alright? Yeah? Okay. So, this is original type. Mine's a bit flat. His easily lost accessory, which is the gun and the gun barrel holder. A bit like Megatron, actually. And the toy itself is alright. It's not overly posable, but compared to Ultra Magnus, you ain't complaining. Look, at least he can do this. Look. He can run. Now, I was never quite sure. Now, point me if I'm wrong. Now, if I... off camera here, which is very, very professional of me. This bit pops up here, doesn't it? A bit like out the show. He's always got the gun trigger at the back now, and he can snap it back, it goes up like that. So you really don't need that purple bit at all. So I usually put it out the way, but that happens. Mine's flat, unfortunately. This bit is annoying. Now, if you notice through the show and the cartoons, and I think even through the comic, he never transforms into a gun. So if somebody can point me out the reason why he doesn't, or if he actually does in one of the episodes of the comics and I've missed it, by all means. But as far as I know, he only goes into his crap cannon mode. I don't know why they're doing that. You could class him as a triple changer, I guess, but a very bad one. Now, they did a recolor. Thank God for recolors, eh? The eHobbies exclusive one. Not quite sure how exclusive it is because I have it, and every time I say it's exclusive and I've got it, I cease to think it's exclusive because I've managed to get hold of it. Okay, so he comes with a matrix, which is kind of nice actually, which I usually put on Megatron because I don't know why, I think it looks good. The glowing, glittering disco ball of the 70s. Buck Rogers wouldn't leave home without it. It's a nice thing to have, actually. Now, he speaks in Japanese, so I don't know if there's a variant, but as far as I know, eHobbies only are Japanese, so my one speaks with a Japanese, I'd say accent, but no, it's not an accent, he just speaks in Japanese or Cantonese dialect, so I'm not quite sure what he's on about, but I can guess, and you know what, I'm not missing a great deal. Yeah, you can see the colour scheme's a lot more reminiscent of the movie-going Galvatron, which is rather nice. Gunbarrel's pretty much the same. There's a slight remoulding, I can tell with the face. His eyes look slightly more slanted. Now, I'm not just being funny here, okay? So, honestly, honest to God, his eyes look slightly more at an angle. Look, I'll try and show you what I mean. I'm not sure if it's just because of the colour. Now, look at his face. Is you getting that in camera? Look, his eyes look quite big, don't they? Like he's got sort of like big eyes like that. You know what I'm saying here. All right, nobody's stupid. You know exactly what I'm saying. Now you look at this guy. Look, see, he looks angry or something else. Not quite sure which. So look at that, and look at that. See, you can see, I'm not making it up. There is a variation of the head moulding, at least with the eyes. Now, the only thing that I would put right on this, and personal preference yet again, I would have put a slight more of shape to the crown. It looks a bit like what do they call them now? A castle out of chess. You know the castles on the far left and right hand side of a chessboard that go forwards as many squares as they want and a diagonally across like that. His head looks like that. So you took his head off, you could use him as a castle in chess. Now I know I'm not sure what the applicable name is. I just call it a castle because it's easier because it looks a bit like a castle. Anyway, recommended highly. The only trouble I've got with him is there's no stickers. Now, I'm not sure if mine didn't have stickers with it. I bought him brand new. I pre-ordered him a long time ago now, and he has no stickers. And the Decepticon insignia I don't quite like because you see there, it's split. It's split in the middle there. So when you fold it up, and it just doesn't look right. On the red, you call it a 6-pack, but you've got a 4-pack, so it's drawn a bit short on that. And my one's run out of batteries, so he's got abs, but they're red. You know, less said about that the better, really. I'm thinking too much about this, but all in all, nice. Exactly the same as the original one, and I like the original toy, so no complaints. There's only one that I want to complain about, and this is so wrong. I can't remember if it's a Universal Classics Galvatron. Now, let me just get one thing straight. I like that line of toys. I can never remember if it's Universal Classics. We'll go with Classics, I think. And if I'm wrong, so be it. And where do I start with this toy? It had such great potential. You've seen Cyclonus. It's a great toy, and there's so many great toys off that line. And I even like the jet molds. I know they're not brilliant, but they're great. Hound's great. Mirage is a bit odd. Not quite sure on Mirage, but the rest fine. Like Prowl, like Silver Streak. They're all great. They're great. And Galvatron's not great. He's very, very ungreat. He's bad. And where do I start? The arm. Okay? The arm's got problems. What's going on with that? Look. It's huge and it's out of proportion to his body. And the hand is like, it's on a hinge here, so it just goes up. And I'm not doing this justice because it doesn't deserve any. It's, see, it's just like this, and it doesn't do anything. And he's got a proper fist hand, but then he can't hold anything because they haven't bothered to give him a hole in the fist. Why not? But it costs so much to drill a hole in it. And the head is disappointing. The crown part, what I was, referring to in the original one is alright, but the moulding of the face is crap. And the legs. What's going on with the legs, man? Look at that. And before I go, I'll just show you 2 projects which I've almost finished. I can't remember if it's Ramjet or not. I think it's Ramjet. Yeah, he looked like Ramjet to me. Whether he's Ramjet or not in the show, I cannot remember. But I know the paint job is spot on as far as I can remember, and he looks the business. And I'm quite proud of him. What do you think? He doesn't say a lot, you know, he's not said a thing for ages, not since I repainted him, so I think he's got issues with that. That's still the prow head. Just cut the horns, stuck them on the back, painted it black and put a visor on it. I mean, how much more complicated can it get? It's brilliant, it's simplicity itself. And you know, I almost said something else then completely different, but I managed to pull it out. So there, good for me, eh? So that's me, that's Starscream saying, bear with me guys, I'll try and get some more reviews up, and fingers crossed for the PC living.